Welcome to the Dr. Leadership Show, where we take a look at how you approach your work and personal life and how we can make the most out of both of them. A weekly get-together where we get real about self-improvement and development as we all make this not-so-easy journey through life. Our discussions will cover ideas and concepts from how to grow your career to how to lead your family towards prosperity and happiness. We don't pretend to know it all, and the doctor is the first to be vulnerable, discussing his own weaknesses, both past and present. This is about growing together and having some fun while we discuss what is happening in the crazy world we live in and how to make the most of it. Let's strive for awesome together. Let's get after it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dr. Leadership Podcast. It's Dr. Leadership time. Hope you're having an awesome week. Happy Wednesday. Hope you had a good second week of football. I did not. Iowa Hawkeyes did not show up, lost the interstate rivalry game with Iowa State. Tale of two games. First half all Hawks, second half all ISU. Congratulations ISU. And we better get some things fixed, folks. But hope you're having a great week. Beautiful week of weather here, starting into the fall season as the leaves begin to start falling off the trees. But what that brings around is the opportunity for growth and renewal next spring. So it's all part of this great big crazy world spinning around the sun. So take it as it comes at you. Hey, reminder, go out to the Dr. Leadership Podcast. It's at Dr. Leadership website, It's at www.drleadershipresults.com. Check out all the content out there. You have former episodes, prior episodes out there, prior guests on the Leadership Lounge you can get access to. You can join us on Spotify to get at the entire catalog. You can join us on Apple Music to get, at Apple Podcasts to get all the prior episodes. You can join us on iHeartRadio. You can check out our YouTube channel. We're everywhere. And the thing that's great about the website is there's a little button down the lower left that says subscribe. And for $5 a month, you get early access at all this stuff. Next week, not the week we're in now, but next week, I'm actually joining and doing a dual podcast. We're doing one episode together. We're both sharing it out on our sites. A big guest coming on, and I'll give you more on that next week. As I'm recording it up, we're putting some final touches together. But having a heavy hitter CEO come on, we're going to be talking about transformational leadership and how this business world is transforming around us. Should be a good time. We'll both be asking questions, giving insights, yin and yang in the thing. Should be good. There's other great episodes out there. And again, $5 a month. Cancel anytime you want, but it's a great investment in your own future. I'm sure you can write it off as a business expense. That is not a taxation recommendation because I'm not a CPA. But just go out there. It's a small investment. Give it a shot. Also, you can reach us on our email at drleadershipresults@gmail.com. Send us a note. Join up. Give us feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, and would love to hear from you. So last week, remember, we did a couple episodes 2 weeks in a row, and we covered the 12 decisions that Warren Buffett says lead to success, a great list of simple concepts that will propel you forward. So I hope you checked out episode 1 2 weeks ago. Episode 2 was the second 6, 12 in all, simple decisions, simple things you can drive towards, but garner big results. It's just always good to listen to somebody that's worth, a couple $100 billion. They didn't get there by accident. And again, concepts that I believe in very, very much. Today, I want to talk about something near and dear to my wife and my's heart. And what is it, you say? What is near and dear to you and your wife's heart? It's simple. It's called optimism. We've had a rough weekend around some people not being optimistic around us, and it really just, we're so frustrated about it because why wouldn't somebody want to be optimistic versus pessimistic? I'm not saying be a fool, chasing unforeseen or unaccomplishable, I don't know if that's a word, chasing dumb dreams. But also, there are some people that are just gray skies in this world, and we ain't one of them. I think this word's very important, especially today when everything around us we are being pushed towards and told is happening is very, 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 I could keep going on with the varies, doom-ridden and pessimistic. What this episode's about is kind of using optimism to, the mechanism of controlling your own psychological health. See, if you don't understand you are being controlled by messaging right now in today's day and age, the news and things, you're simply a fool. I'm sorry. man, it is an unbelievable coordinated effort to drive worry, fear, uncertainty, wedge things between each other. Joseph Goebbels of the Nazi regime, he was the leader of the propaganda. He would be so proud of the U.S. media right now to trying to control the narrative. And unfortunately, our country is full of people too lazy to put their own intellectual hats on and really go out and look and see what's being said and what's really going on. There's an old hat to see what's happening. The old saying, as they say, don't believe the lies your eyes are telling you. I mean, there's certain pieces of the media that are 0 and like 12. It's conspiracy if you push back against them. No, man, they're 0 and 12. Everything that those conspiracy theorists have said, those people that were pretty sure that there was some bad stuff going on, have come true. The list is long and long and long. So people are trying to drive us to pessimism all the time. They want us to hate on each other. They want us divided. The best thing to be is optimistic about ourselves and our country and our future. Now, we have to put the right people in play, and we have to do the right things ourselves to ensure that this stuff comes to be. But man, pessimism is such a bummer, right? There's one thing you can control in your own life, and that's your attitude. Why would anybody want to be a bump on a log? Why would anybody want to go through life angry? Why would anybody want to go through life just downtrodden? I don't get it. So what does optimism really mean? Simply put, it's the bright side of things. Not just hope-based or a desired state, but an approach to things in life that allows you to ferret out the bullshit. I can't say it any softer, I guess, and see what is really going to be, or to see what really could happen with the right attitude. See, optimism is important in being a parent. Optimism is important in being a child. Right now, my 95-year-old mother is fighting health concerns. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm being a realist, but I'm optimistic because I want her to be here forever and ever. That's a lot better than me worrying that, hey, she's going to be gone in a matter of months or whatever the case might be. Whatever comes at us, we'll deal with, and we'll have a great remembrance of life when someday that happens, knock on wood, that it's not soon. But I am always one to control my attitude, especially as a leader. So let's step through an easy letter-by-letter explanation of what I think this great word stands for, right? You got the O, you got the P, you got the T, you got the I, they got the M, they got another I, you got an S, and you got an M. And I just sat here and I said, what does optimism really mean? Well, let me see if I can put it letter by letter in just the spelling of the word itself to give you some ideas on how to utilize an approach of life based on optimism. So let's take a look at the big O at the beginning, right? Capitalized on my notes here, or as I say, the outlook. The O of optimism really comes down to what's your outlook. All optimism really is, overall, is an attitude towards the outlook of the future outcome of whatever it is being discussed or chased or whatever it might be. A great example of the opposite, or pessimism, is the world is ending 5 years from now due to climate change. It's just ending, or global warming, or whatever they want to call it. Climate change is real. Climate changes. Continents have been in ice ages. The reason they measure temperature gain from the year 1850 is the year 1850 was the coldest the planet had been in 10,000 years. So they're intentionally using 1850 when they talk about climate change and global warming temperatures because it's the lowest spot to start from. Actually, 2-3 degrees above that 1850 temperature puts us right in the middle of the 10,000 years before. So it's all about how you set this thing up. But pessimism in this world, just think about what they say. The world is going to end. Everything's going to be underwater. Hundreds of millions are going to starve if we don't make some serious changes in this world right away. It is easily observable that this is not the case. You see, these manipulators continue to push this pessimistic outlook to gain more control. Not trying to get political here, but open your eyes of what pessimistic people are really trying to do. They're trying to bring others down. Optimism is trying to bring others up. I would prefer to be someone that is driving positive attitudes and happiness than, oh my, we're all going to die. I hear all these things all the time that these kids are scared. They don't want to have children now because the world's not a good place to bring kids. Get over yourself. The planet's a very big place, man. We're going to be here. This planet's going to be here millions of years from now. And if we're on it or not is not something to worry about today. Go out and work hard today. Do something good for your family. Help a fellow person of mankind. And you're going to have a pretty good day. See, I don't think that gaining control is a good reason to be pessimistic. Now, me, on the other hand, I'm optimistic in my outlook that especially, I'll keep using the same example, on global warming or climate change. See, I think technology and investing in the capitalistic approach that this country's based on, that technology will continue to develop and continue to help us do our part on climate change. But more importantly, what I do know is that no government in the world can control the temperature of the planet if you send them more taxation money or if they put more regulations over things. Look into any of the things that they're mandating out of us. They all have detrimental impacts on the planet in another manner. So use optimism, use the O in the optimism to make sure your outlook is one of positive vibes and something that is going to bring happiness to you on a day in and day out basis. Again, don't put the blinders on. I'm not saying be optimistic that the guy that's holding a gun to the person's head in a robbery is a good person. I'm saying be optimistic that if we do the right things and if we try real hard, we will gain our goals and we will accomplish the things that we're after. That's what I'm saying. So that's the O. We're out of the gates here on the optimism word and the different statements and thoughts I want you to give around the word itself. So the next letter of optimism is the P. It's all about positivity. That's what I think of when I think of the P in optimism. See, life's way, way short. It seems like a long time, like they used to say, 85 sounds like a ripe old age except to the 84-year-old. That 84-year-old, that seems like a very, very short runway to land on here. Going through life, being positive versus negative, optimistic versus pessimistic, is really, really going to be a good thing for you, I promise. Some people just can't help themselves, though. They play pity party, going through their life. Everything's bad, everything's unbelievable. It's never anything that they're doing to themselves. They're positive that it's someone else's fault. It's the only positivity they bring into their life. But the ones that really bother me are the people that are negative towards other people who are positive. I actually had a comment come at my wife this weekend that called her a negative for being optimistic. It's unbelievable. We just kind of looked at each other and laughed. And we feel sorry for the people that are going through life this way. And there's a lot of them. I didn't need to mention today's example. I have people around me that are like Eeyore on the old Winnie the Pooh show all the time. Oh my, it's just not going to go well. Life is hard. Yeah, it is. But you can make the best of it with a positive attitude. See, these people that are picking on others, trying to put their negativity on positive people, these people, evidently they can't see that they can bring in their own sunshine with a positive attitude. Evidently, they feel better about themselves when they try to bring everyone else down to their level of misery. Think social media here. How many times do we have someone point out, there's a good announcement on there, somebody's accomplished something, and somebody goes, well, I don't like the color of your blouse. Oh, my goodness, look at that hair. Oh, my goodness, is that the car you drive? Oh, wow, well, that's nothing. I've actually done this. No one can cheer for them. It's just so sad. Be a cheerleader for others. Your time will come, I promise you. Be positive in life. It's just such an easier ride. Why would you put yourself in a pessimistic or bad attitude or negative environment mentally? If you're doing that right now, why? Find something that brings you hope. Find something that gets your drive going, that starts your engine to accomplishing goals. Maybe we need to talk about the T in optimism. Letter 3, the T in optimism, OPT. It's all about controlling our own thoughts. Think self-belief here. Any goal or objective that you let your mind how do I say, any goal or objective that you put your mind to accomplish is going to be far easier to attain with confidence versus self-doubt. There's an old saying, a whooped dog won't even engage in the fight. But man, you find a small dog with a lot of spirit and self-belief and a positive attitude, man, I've seen little bitty dogs chase bears off of porches. Everybody's seen the America's Funniest Home videos. I've seen cats beat up pit bulls. Belief, self-belief, control the thoughts, control the 6 inches between your ears, and live through a life of optimistic approaches, optimistic desires, optimistic drive, all of these things, and it's just going to be easier. These naysayers, get them out of your life. That's when you start concentrating on your tribe, right? If they start bringing you down, they're in it for them. Get away from it. It's a cancer. Now, the next I is really initiating the things you need to do to turn your optimism into that positive outcome. So the I is initiate. Like Warren Buffett said in his 12 decisions we covered, and I think it was like decision 2 or 3. I'd need to look back. I should have put that in my notes. But he called it get started. Whatever you want to do, whatever you're hoping to accomplish, whatever you have optimism on of the outcome, be it a sales deal you're working on, whether it's buying your first house, whether it's saving for retirement, whether it's going on vacation, be optimistic about it, but you got to get started. You got to initiate the steps and the way, the journey that it's going to take to accomplish that goal. Initiate engagement to chase and attain that goal. Strive to do it. And guess what? I bet you do it. If you initiate, if you engage, if you get started with an optimistic outlook, you're going to attain the goals. You're going to make steps forward. It might be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We don't come up with miracles here. What we do is we come up with mindsets that allow you to move forward towards attaining goals, towards attaining outcomes. So you have to take that I in optimism, that 4th letter, and you got to initiate what needs to be initiated. The next letter is M. Should be a reminder of personal mindset. See, a lot of these things are the same, but they're all in the same word. They're all that important. It's building up to verify what you're thinking here, to validate what you're thinking here. Remember from the discussion, the 40% rule we did 3 weeks ago. All of us have more in the tank. Remember? That's the Navy SEAL belief. When you think you're done, your mind's telling you shut down. You got to push through that mindset that's holding you back because you got more in the tank. The body can do more. You can do more. Your belief isn't strong enough yet. There's more in the tank. There's more in the tank. There's more in the tank. Use a mindset of unshakable commitment to attain the goal. Our brains can lead us to belief or despair. You need to control which side of that coin you fall on. Get your mindset right. Your belief system in yourself needs to be the strongest. Warren Buffett also said the greatest investment you can make is in your own self. One of the investments you can make in yourself is self-belief. Get up in the morning and say, I'm going to accomplish it. Get up in the morning, I'm going to practice. Get up in the morning, I'm going to attain it. Get up in the morning, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to be a better husband. I'm going to be a better son. I'm going to be a better daughter. I'm going to be a better boss. I'm going to be a better sales rep. I'm going to be a better friend. Get up and use the mindset based on accomplishing. Don't be pessimistic. I'm not going to do anything good today. There's no way I'm going to win this deal. I'll tell you what, my wife's right. I'm a loser. Is that going to gain you anything? Nope. The next letter of optimism, we're on another I here. So the doctor here is sitting writing this stuff down thinking, oh gosh, another I, got to come up with another word. What in the hell do I put here? It's an easy one. Inspire. We all at times need inspiration. And sometimes we need to be the ones to provide the inspiration. Optimism in front of friends and family and at work leads to a contagion. The positive vibes spread, right? It's like a bad cold. I want to believe in the good of the world around me. We need others to as well. So be inspired and be inspirational. See, optimism is very contagious. Optimism is something that gets the juices flowing. This is how wars are won. This is how people rush the hill. This is how people come out in the second half of a football game, like Iowa State did to Iowa, and beat up on us and win the thing with no time left. If they were pessimistic, would have never happened. Do you think we'd have won World War II with a negative outlook? December 7th, bombs fall on Pearl Harbor. Everybody in the United States hears the FDR speech, a day that will live in infamy. Well, it's too bad. I guess we got our ass whooped. Or, you know what? They might have punched first, but we're going to punch back, and we're going to punch hard, and we're going to take this world back and save it from fascism. That was the world's biggest optimistic counterpunch. See, I want to believe in the good of the world, like I said, man. We need others too. So be inspirational. Others need us here. I just saw the Reagan movie right before recording here. My wife and I went to it. And it inspired me. And one of his last lines of his letter to the American people, letting them know of his Alzheimer's battle in the end of his life, Nancy put a letter out in the last year and a half of his presidency. They thought he was slipping a little bit. Tell you what, guy's smartest guy in the room when he's slipping. Unbelievable memories of how great this country really was at that time. He won 49 states to 1 against Walter Mondale. His wit was uncanny. He wasn't always the most popular, but sometimes Dad isn't popular when he's making the decisions that are right for us, right? But man, he had this line, and it was the last in this letter he wrote. And it was something this, I'm paraphrasing. He will be eternally optimistic for America's future. Good stuff. Sad ending, bring a Kleenex. Great historical movie. My wife is younger. She was very young during those times. I wanted her to share it. I was in middle school and high school and early college through the Reagan presidency. I lived it and breathed it and was very excited during those times. It was a sunrise in American history. We had World War II, went into Korea, went into Vietnam, which was a terrible war to be in because we didn't fight to win it. Communism was spreading everywhere. We had assassination of key people. We had all sorts of things going on. The country was in a bad place, and we had extremely weak leadership for a couple presidents before that. And in comes this cowboy out of California. And if you don't know the history, of course, if you're one side of the political forum, you think he was probably terrible just because that's what your team says to do, just go and watch it. It's worth it. But he said, eternally optimistic for America's future. It's hard to say that right now. I feel it. Democracy will get through this. But got to be optimistic, man. Got to carry our own sunshine. The S of optimism is all about striving. See, we got to strive to do our best. We got to strive to be our best. We got to strive to bring the best out of others. If it was easy, anybody'd do it. Lots of people raring to go, but not many can go for raring. You got to strive. You got to show up. You got to bring your A game every single day. Not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's worth it. Stolen line there, but I think everybody gets it. To be optimistic, you have to live with all of the attributes around it that allow that optimism to come to bear, to come to the outcome that you're looking for. The reason I'm an optimistic person is my beliefs and the way I've approached a lot of things in life have made things come out for the good. I've been through some dark places. Remember, you're either entering a storm, in a storm, or leaving a storm. And then it cycles again. You got to carry your own sunshine because there's always a storm. You're either entering, in, or exiting on your way to the next one. Life's hard. So you got to strive to do all the right things. You got to hop up. You got to get out of bed without hitting the snooze button. You got to make your bed, as the Admiral says. You got to get up and get after it. And then the final letter is that one last M, the big finish. See, this one's really simple. Optimistic people find a way to make shit happen. We don't give up. We think we can improve. We think we can overcome. We think we can gain. We think we can attain. We think we can capture. We think we can win. We think we can grow. And the list goes on and on and on. In life, be the optimistic person in the room and make it happier. In life, be the optimistic person in the room and make it happen. In life, be the optimistic person and lead. In life, be the optimistic person and succeed, attain, gain, all the things I just said. You don't want to be a pessimist in this world. There's enough of those people out there trying to bring it to us every way they can. Again, back to the media. If it bleeds, it leads. Bad news is better than good news to them. It's about clicks. It's about misleading. It's about division. Push it out and away from you. Put up the guardrails. Surround yourself with people of like attitudes. Not all the same ideas. That's not what I'm saying. But the same attitude. We will overcome. We will gain. We will win. We will get to the point that we desired to get to. You got to strive. You got to make it happen. You got to get after it. You got to do all these things. But you will make it if you're optimistic versus pessimistic. If you don't believe it yourself, it's very hard to hit a goal. So don't be a pessimist. Don't look down on optimism. Awesome will be a result of optimism every time. Optimism leads to awesomeness. Keep that shit up. Talk next week.